I was asked the other day by an entrepreneur on how to stay focused and why is it so hard to be focused. And I started talking to him to see what he meant by how hard it is to stay focused as an entrepreneur. And I told him, I said, I completely see it in a different way. He says, what is that? I said, I think it's extremely hard to be distracted. I think it's very easy to be focused. I think life is very difficult and stressful when you're distracted. It's very easy and happy and stress-free, a lot less when you're focused. Is what I mean by that. I said, so he's a younger guy, so when you're talking to somebody who's younger, he's still in the party life, all this other stuff. I said, let me ask you a question. You ever dated multiple girls at the same time? And he says, what do you mean? I said, have you ever had 3 girlfriends? And he's got the smirk on his face. He's a good-looking guy. So he said, I have. I said, have you accidentally texted the wrong name to the wrong number? He starts laughing. I said, of course I have. I said, what was the reaction? What did you have to say? Was my cousin? What did you have to do? And he goes into his whole story. I said, how hard is it to try to balance 3 different relationships at the same time? He says, Pat, it's so stressful, man. The other day I went to the mall and I had to be careful because my other girlfriend's friend saw me and with this other girl, she wanted to hold hands and I didn't know how to separate all this stuff he's telling me. I said, okay. I said, so that to me is being distracted. It's a lot easier having one girlfriend. Having one girlfriend, you don't have to worry about any of that stuff. You're dealing with one. Now, some people will watch this and they'll say, well, I prefer being a player and all this other stuff. But then don't expect to, if you take that mindset into business, don't expect to do big things in business. Don't expect to do big things in business. You hear a lot of people that say, I'm a fan of multiple streams of income. Yeah, that was written by an author who made money convincing you that the right thing to do is multiple streams of income. But I was with Mark Cuban last week, and these guys are not, they didn't make their money going and having multiple streams of income. Well, he's in Shark Tank. He invests a lot of different businesses. He's worth $3 billion now. But he didn't get there doing 5, 6, 7 different things. He went there with micro solutions, boom, one big hit, next, boom, 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 broadcast, boom, next. And then comes other opportunities. And even if you look at Mark Cuban, generally, Mark Cuban is an active owner with Dallas Mavericks. He doesn't just go to one game and it never shows up again. He's an active owner. He's actively involved with his team, with his business, with the people that he's dealing with. That's what players want to play for him, right? And so less is more. One spouse, one girlfriend, one husband, one boyfriend, one partner, one way of making money. Andrew Carnegie said, I don't believe in not putting all of your eggs in one basket. I believe in putting all your eggs in one basket, just making sure nobody throws them down. I believe all in with one industry. And a lot of people say, well, I don't like to do it like that because it's risky. What if this, that? What if what? Then don't plan on building it very big if you want to put your energy in different places. So I run a financial firm and I normally get asked and people would tell me, well, why don't we also offer this product? 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 And many times as a person running a business, you still get tempted because you're thinking we should offer that product. But I would come back and say, I would rather take Bruce Lee's philosophy. Bruce Lee said, I'm more concerned about fighting one person who has practiced one kick 10,000 times versus fighting a person that's practiced 100 different kicks 100 times. If you come and practice, a person that's practiced one move 10,000 times, he can knock you out with that one move. The other person is going to look good with all the different things he's doing, but this guy knows this one kick, he hits you, you're gone. Ronda Rousey style, you're gone if you get caught with this kick. So minimize. Everything, try to minimize the distractions. If you have 20 friends, man, bring it down to 2, 3, 4 friends. If you're reading 7 different subjects, bring it down to 1, 2 different subjects. You don't need to read romance novel and read this and read that and read this and read that and read this. Read business. If you're in real estate, just read real estate. And sales. If you're in financial services and sales people. But limit your stuff on what you're studying. Okay? If it's extremely close cousins, only hang out with 2 or 3 cousins. You can't do it with 50, 75 different cousins. Minimize it. There's a lot of people that like to answer everybody's calls with their problems. And everyone has the friend that calls them, oh, you won't believe what's going on with me and Mary, and you won't believe what's going on with me and Jackie, and you won't believe what's going on with me and Bob, and you won't believe what's going on. There are people that enjoy everyone calling them with their problems. But I tell you what, don't expect to win in life. Don't expect to win in life if you want everybody to call you all the time with all their problems and you're on the phone with them for 1 hour. If you try to save the world, you're probably not going to be doing too big in business because all you're concerned about is trying to solve everybody's problems. Minimize. Social media, we got 1,000,001 apps nowadays. Let me do this. Let me keep up with that. Let me keep up with this. Let me keep up with that. Let me keep up with that. Minimize to 1 or 2 apps. I did a video on this, how to stand out on social media, and I was very specific on how to minimize and be very detailed on how you do certain things to have the time for yourself. But in any aspect of your life, first you got to understand that being focused is a lot more easier and happier life if you're focused over being distracted. Then write out your plan in your life, your business. What do you sell? Do you focus on selling 50 products? I focus on selling 3 products in financial services. We have more, but my focus is 3. Do you focus on 3? Gary Keller, the CEO of Keller Williams, which very impressed with him on what he's done. I really respect him as a CEO. Everywhere I go when I see Gary Keller, when I see Keller Williams convention, I always tell him, I said, your CEO is a very special CEO. And they said, well, you don't know Gary Keller. When Gary Keller is on meetings, sometimes he's very hard on us. I said, it doesn't mean a very special CEO is not going to be hard on you. They said, well, it's not that. It's just very tough on us sometimes. And I said, look, Gary Keller wrote a book called The One Thing, okay, where he says, after 20 years of being in a business, I finally realized instead of trying to do 50 different things, I had to do the one thing. And everything in his life became about what's the one thing to do. And it simplified his life, and it took his business from what it was to billions of dollars because he focused on one thing. I see so many times amateur entrepreneurs see somebody doing very well in real estate, they want to do real estate. Somebody doing very well in a whole different business, I'm going to go in technology. I'm going to go into this, I'm going to go into that. I got involved in one of the most, people will say, one of the most boring industries in the world, insurance. Do you know insurance? People tell me that's a boring industry. I fell in love with it. Call me crazy if you want. And my friends try to get me to all these other businesses. I've been in the same business since the day before 9/11. Insurance and financial industry. And I went from trying to sell every product, because I have a Series 76631, I can sell futures, commodities, all this stuff I've had the license for throughout my career. It just kept getting like this, tighter into fewer products. While I saw a lot of my friends going like this. You go like this, too many things to become an expert in. You go like this, it's a lot easier to become an expert in. So when you watch this video, I'd love to hear your questions. When you watch this video, my challenge to you, instead of trying to do everything, instead of trying to be everything to everybody, minimize your focus in every aspect of your life to fewer things, and you will be amazed how much better you're going to be. With those 3 friends, your relationship will be so much more fruitful than those 42 friends. Your business career selling fewer products will be so much more better than you trying to sell everything to everybody. You'll do so much better than that, than trying to do everything to everybody. Anyways, that's my message to you here. When people ask, how do I stay focused? That's my message to you. Minimize things, focus your attention on that, and you'll notice you'll do a lot better, perform a lot better, and be a lot happier with the results. It's my message of the week to you. Please be sure to comment on the bottom and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.